Well, good morning to you. Gotta say it again. Have to. Jesus is Lord. Thank God. Hey, the word works. Let me move the camera just a little bit. Fixing my coffee this morning. You know, the good old Honduran coffee, got to have a little bit every day. Now watch this. I want to help you today. I'm almost out of coffee. Now I have a friend, very good friend, Luis Ordeanes, that's a missionary down in Honduras, and he told me that he was going to Honduras the 1st of October and said, I will get you some coffee. Well, you know, I'm not worried about it today, even though I'm about to run out, because you see, I know that Luis is a man of his word. And if he told me he was going to do it, and he said, I'm coming home around the end of October, and I'll have you some of that coffee and I'm going to send it to you. Well, since I know that Luis is a man of his word, even though I'm getting very low, I've only got enough for a couple of days. Excuse me just a minute here. I don't have to worry about it because I know that he's going to do what he told me he was going to do. Now, that'll preach plumb into next month, saints. You need to realize that God is going to do what God told you he was going to do. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to be concerned about it because God is not a man that he should lie. He keeps his word better than any man that's on the earth. I like the coffee, so I asked for it. I read something this morning on Facebook. Can you put yourself in agreement with an unspoken request? I may have made him mad, but I said there ain't no such thing. God operates by words. In the beginning, God said. In the beginning, God said. In verse 3, he said. Verse 9, he said. Verse 12, verse 15, verse 18, verse 21. Everything that God created, God said. And we are snared by the words of our mouth. You may have heard this old story. Some guy's wife said, honey, do you still love me? He said, well, yeah. She said, you hadn't told me in the last 5 years. Well, I didn't change. No, we communicate with the words. And the Bible says, let your requests be made known unto God. You can't have such a thing as an unspoken prayer request. It doesn't exist. You got to tell it. Well, worship and praise is the quickest way that you and I are ever going to be able to receive from God. Now, it's kind of early here this morning. Let's see. 3 minutes to 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning. I'm going to go to church today. I go to church every Sunday. If I'm not teaching someplace, I go to my son's church, which is the church we founded about 40 years ago. Listen. He's going to communicate. The pastor, Pastor Mark, is going to communicate a message to us. He don't just get up there and go, No, the worship team worships. The people worship with the worship team. He's going to preach the word. He's going to share with us about the love of God, the faith of God, the grace of God. And that's going to go in our ear and drop down in our heart. And then when it comes out of our heart, we're going to say it with our mouth. That's the way this works. So when you pray out loud. You pray to God. You tell him what you want. Listen, let's go back to this. I'm not worried about it. I'm not taking the care of it because, you see, I asked my friend before he went to Honduras. I said, I'm getting low on coffee. Get me some. Glad to pay for it because I like the stuff. I'm not worried today, even though there's only 3 days left to this month. I mean, this month's almost gone. There's only 3 days left. I'm getting low, but he's coming home. He's coming home Tuesday, and then he'll send it to me, and by next Sunday, I'll probably have it. So listen to me. Quit worrying and being concerned about the fact that you've asked God, and it appears to be taking a while. Wait a minute now. I can't buy this coffee here. If I could, I would. But since I can't, I can ask my friend. He'll get it for me. Well, I can't buy healing. Listen, I like doctors and hospitals and all that. I mean, I don't really like them, but listen, they're doing a good job. But I can't get my healing at the hospital. I can't get my needs supplied by going to the bank. But I can go to God. I can receive my healing. I can receive enough money to pay my bills because God is not a man that he should lie. Did you get that? Hey, I got to go. Have a great day, saints. Until I'm with you tomorrow, remember, hey, Jesus is Lord. Thank God. Hey, the word works.